Jim. Trade of the day. Let's check in. So Ondo had a nice close. Big move up, closed outside. And I think that was really the trade, just that move itself. And I don't think it goes significantly higher. I wouldn't be surprised if something similar to this happens now for Ondo. Because obviously took advantage of the first day of the month, the Saturday, low volume, low volatility, easy to pump it. You can see this, no real increase of volume on the breakout. And now it's up in this area. I wouldn't be surprised to see some sideways action at this point here and then dropping back. Like whether it just looks like that, I don't know. But I'd be looking at the monthly open as a good level to watch. Would not be convinced that we go a lot higher from here. And we could probably fall back. And if it does, if you're looking at like a monthly open reclaim or something like that for a next push, it might just keep going. It's got momentum. It doesn't have much volume, much impulse outside of just that 1 day move yesterday. But the point I'm making is the move to trade there, if you were day trading it, would have been just trade that impulse. I'd be out. I'd be taking profit already or looking to take profit at the next push here because the odds are high that this will eventually reverse on itself, as it doesn't seem to have had a huge amount of momentum driving it. And probably some front running as well, because for the same reason why I'm long Link, and the same reason why I've been pointing out Ondo for several weeks now, or don't even know how long, a couple of weeks, is I think the market's preparing for a Larry Fink shilling class again, and that's going to be your local top for these, both Ondo and Link. And I think that, you've seen the Ethereum ETFs getting closer and closer. The expectation is going to be that Larry Fink's going to come out and talk about tokenization again. And that's going to be what gets people interested in both Ondo and Link. I think what you're seeing there is just front running of that and getting positioned. And so Ondo themselves, they might even have some, new launches or announcements or blah, 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 whatever lined up. I think you just want to be long Ondo and Link until then, if you're already long and your stops are, you're not day trading it, right? You're swing trading it. I think if you're swing trading it, obviously use your charts and use your systems for entries and exits, but also from a narrative perspective. If you see any type of real world asset across mainstream news, right, where Larry Fink's talking about it, if you see any kind of announcement from the Ondo team about whatever, they're going to try and shoehorn themselves into BlackRock somehow, to get the hype around it. And you see a spike, you see a price bump, that's probably a good time to take profits from a narrative perspective, because I don't see it as having like a huge amount of extra room to run in this near term, either Ondo or Link, because I think for them to go significantly higher, there needs to be new money coming in, and so you probably need to see ETH breaking 4K and beyond, and you need to see Bitcoin maybe attacking all-time high again. If and when those things happen, the whole market will have a new wave of bullishness. But it's important to remember that both Bitcoin and ETH are not bullish in terms of, on like a weekly perspective, they're not in an uptrend yet. Now I think they'll get there, but if you look at like Ethereum, for example, just over here, ETH can go all the way up to 4,200 and still not be properly trending. And that would also probably bring Link up around its range high as well, up to where its previous resistance was. Same as Bitcoin. If Bitcoin's at 67, if Bitcoin goes to like 72, you could see Link at 22, 24, you could see Ondo at 180, 190, in a kind of blow off top type of move. But if it's not the start of the new trend, and maybe that happens later in summer or into Q3, you might see then if Ethereum pulled back from 43, 44, if Bitcoin pulled back from 74, 75, that's when you would see these altcoin moves top out. And then probably go back to form more consolidation before a bigger move later in the year. I don't think of that. I don't really think that of Ondo. I think this is Ondo's move. I would not touch Ondo after this, right? So if you're trading it, continue to trade the momentum. If you're long, stay long until there's a sign. But I expect that Ondo probably ends after this soon-ish, because the tokenomics are terrible, and it's not like the project has nothing to do with BlackRock, which is funny too. They're not partnered with them. They're just using the BlackRock Biddle fund or whatever. There's not like an official partnership. BlackRock have their own fund, the BUIDL, that Biddle fund, which they have launched on Ethereum and tokenized treasuries. And Ondo have bought shitloads from that treasury. That's all it is. It's like you going in and buying fucking all the burgers in McDonald's and then saying you've got a partnership with McDonald's. You don't. You just bought a bunch of burgers. So, and they don't say they have a partnership either, but they're just trying to associate themselves with BlackRock, which makes complete sense. Complete sense. Anyway, just keep that in mind. And I would say, I don't know how far it goes. If it's in a strong move, blow off top type of setup, it can go to $2. It can go beyond. But for entries and trades, I'd be looking at this area getting revisited. You know, I see this probably as starting to form a bit of a choppy consolidation. Again, unless the ETH ETF is coming. If the ETH ETF is coming in like a week or two, then probably it holds and continues, because there'll continue to be bid for Ondo as people expect the tokenization, RWA, Larry Fink, shilling to happen. So it's a good move. You know, we've been talking about it since over here, 90 cents or $1. It's moved up nicely in a decent position. Don't think it's done yet. Obviously wouldn't trust the Saturday move on the first of the month or whatever. But also, if you see it consolidate and push higher going into next week, momentum's worth trading, and I'll be trading it too if I get a setup. That's it. GM.